Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Abner versus Gervonta Tank Davis has actually been announced. This is going to be a huge card. Now, this is actually going to take place on February 9th. And so let's just break down this fight between Abner and Gervonta Tank Davis. Abner is a former 3-division world champion. His record currently stands at 31 wins, 3 losses with 1 draw. He has 15 knockouts, and he's been stopped once in his career. Now, the one time he was stopped was by Johnny Gonzalez in the first round in 2013. He's a much different fighter now. He's gained a lot of publicity and exposure since his tough battle with Leo Santa Cruz in 2015, which he had a majority decision loss. But then his most recent fight, he lost a unanimous decision to Leo Santa Cruz. So that was a little bit more one-sided. Now, I will say this fight, kind of sizing it up in the way I see it, Abner is 33 years old. He's 5'4.5" with a 66-inch reach. And he's a former 3-division world champion. But then when you look on the other side, Gervonta Tank Davis has the youth. He's 24 years old with a 67.5-inch reach. And he also is a little bit taller at 5'5.5". So it's going to be a lot different as far as this fight. In my opinion, this will be the first legitimate opponent Gervonta Tank Davis, as far as a signature win would go, if he could get the victory over Abner. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis has a record of 20 wins with 19 knockouts, no losses, no draws. And so at this point, I'll say, like, just the way I see the fight, is I think the fight can be very interesting and intriguing, and it could possibly go the distance, but I think Tank stops him at somewhere mid to late rounds, for the simple fact that Tank is just too powerful, and also the fact that Abner has an ability to get hit way too much. He gets hit too much, and I had never seen the exact type of boxing ability from Abner to be able to avoid most of those shots. And for Abner to win this fight, he has to avoid a majority of those big shots from Gervonta Tank Davis. And I just don't believe he'll be able to do it. I think he's going to take too many big shots. And I think that at some point in the fight, Gervonta Tank Davis will stop Abner. He is just not the fighter for this. I do believe styles make fights. And I just believe styles feeds right into what Gervonta Tank Davis does. But if comes in the training camp with the right game plan, he's with Robert Garcia, Mikey Garcia's brother. If he comes in with the right game plan, lateral movement, head movement, and we all know that Abner has pop in his shots, he's a great boxer, puncher, then if he utilizes all those things with the right game plan, I think that he has a very good chance of taking this to distance and even possibly beating Tank Davis. Also, the fact that Tank Davis has appeared unfocused on a lot of social media rants, has been inactive for such a long time. Tank Davis, it makes you wonder. He hasn't really fought since April. So it's been quite a while since he fought his last fight. And so it'll be almost a year by the time he steps into the ring again. So it's that long time of inactivity. And also the fact that, Abner, if he comes in and he already has a top-level trainer, he has a wealth more experience than Gervonta Tank Davis. If he comes in with the right game plan, he can make it a competitive fight and possibly even win or take it to a decision. But at this point, I don't see enough from Abner to warrant that, and I have to go with Gervonta Tank Davis. I believe he'll stop him at some point around the mid-rounds of that fight. Anywhere from 6 to 9, I believe Gervonta stops Abner unless something changes. But once again, Unbiased as always. Ibfp, please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.